Prepare yourself, ladies and gentlemen, for the internet just seen a level of petty brutality so terrible that it seems like therapy to wait to let go. What happens when a rap superstar who has nothing left to lose, a boxer who thought she could evade retribution, and a man caught in the crossfire of treachery all go live at the same dang time? The culture is aware of the leak, and well, it's awful. Yes, poetic and Bronx royalty, this is now a public undressing of reputations rather than a romantic triangle. Claressa Shields just had an atomic bomb detonated by the assailant. It was a purported leak of private, graphic images of Claressa with a man who is most obviously not named Papoose, not a diss track or a dubious subtweet. When Papoose watched the pictures live, his response was humiliating and heartbreaking. Was justice served? Was it revenge? Was it outright digital warfare posing as openness? Remy Ma from the Bronx has once again blown up the internet, therefore, there should be a hazmat alert. She didn't simply clap back this time. She exploded back, and the shrapnel fell straight upon America's so-called boxing sweetheart, Claressa Shields. Secrets and loyalty that were meant to perish in the group conversation have been obliterated. Here, the facts cut, the tea burns. And the repercussions is biblical. Welcome to Gossip Spill Vibe. What precisely took place? For what reason is Papoose sobbing into nothingness? Why is Claressa being treated like yesterday's popular garbage on social media? To put it simply, Remy Ma is accused of posting graphic, unedited, and undeniably true pictures of Claressa Shields with another man. These pictures are full-body, SFW, and not just a thirst trap or a flirtatious gym pic, Zeus Network looks like PBS Kids' Papoose in the last round of a love triangle because it is so twisted. During a podcast recording, he reportedly witnessed the images in real time and was forced to leave in the middle, holding back tears, according to an insider. Before anybody could shout slander, this was screenshotted, removed, and republished 1,000 times. Welcome back to the Gossip Spill Vibe, where biblical secrets are receipts. First, let's review what we thought was true about Remy Ma, the rap heavyweight, the first queen of clapbacks, a woman who helped a man through the pain of prison and the attention of paparazzi, Papoose, the culture's devoted king who was quiet and loyal to his woman. The kind of man who wrote poems about her while the internet ridiculed him for wearing costumes that matched. And lastly, Claressa Shields' Olympic gold. The snapshot of IG Lives showed voice notes with just enough bass to sound like Papoose, and the first storm broke months ago. This latest leak just upped the drama from a season 1 plot twist to finale-level tragedy, but it all presented a muddy, terrible picture of adultery, betrayal, and Bronx anguish. Medalist, undisputed boxing champion, fierce, flamboyant, and dedicated, Sis apparently became embroiled in Papoose Q's mayhem halfway between the press conferences and the punching bags. 1:12 a.m. Over 80,000 individuals joined the comment sections in little than 10 minutes, bombarding them with eyeballs. And Pap, blink twice if you need aid. Streamed at Eastern Standard Time, Remy Ma's live feed featured a sweatshirt, no makeup, no warning, and the direct vibes of a lady who came to ruin the caption. She wants to play dirty, so let's clear the air. Remy starts chatting gently but deadly if you need aid. There are facts tinged with vitriol, but no shouting or theatricals. I kept quiet out of deference. Remy moves the camera to her laptop screen as these images show up on the timeline, and a folder called CS Not So Sweet opens, showing what appear to be naked shots of Claressa Shields taken from what appears to be a mirror in a posh hotel. While this girl out here is spreading more than just stories, you're playing in my face like I'm some washed-up housewife. They laugh. I hope she's not worried because she then stated the unimaginable. To be clear, Remy obscured just enough of the photos to keep them from being taken over by the law, but not enough to make sure that everyone could tell they were real. Fans immediately identified the chain in the backdrop of one shot, which included a timestamp, as belonging to Tone Big Drip Mathers, a low-key music mogul with a less-than-subtle history of ruining athletes. I suppose Pap ain't enough since Remy dropped the hammer after that. It's insane. Everybody, support for a lady who had more males than an awards event green room went viral on Twitter. In an hour, poor Papoose deleted all of Claressa's photos from his Instagram profile, including the awkward boxing training photo where he called her his piece, sir. Another user wrote, that mirror reflection alone just cost Claressa a sponsorship. Nike, blink if you're deleting her folder. Another user said, Remy Ma spilled battery acid, not tea. Inside exchanges between Claressa and 2 other women, purportedly her trainer and a media stylist, were captured in a screen snap of a group chat named Fight Night Queens. The second leak, yes, because one scandal isn't enough for the gossip. Spill vibe, is what Claressa writes in one text. Pap still thinks we exclusive loudly crying face. I told Tone I'd pull up again after the Vegas weigh-in just because that piece leaked nudes with another man's chain in the background. Even verified accounts commented, with one celebrity stylist writing, "Remember that Papoose was supposed to be on that podcast, so it gets messy because it's always the ones screaming loyalty who have backup rosters on speed dial." Fans who had previously supported Claressa Go once tweeted, "I was hashtag Team GW but SZA moving like Future in boxing gloves." Wow, the story completely changed at this point, and let's not forget the layers here. Papoose, the man who kept Remy in jail, was accused of cheating on his wife by his alleged side chick, whom he may have left for, and is now being exposed by that very wife. The hosts went live during the chaos to claim that Pap left the set mid-episode after someone slid him. One host claimed that Pap stared at the phone for about 15 seconds, said nothing, and then just got up and left without coming back, while the screenshots had already gone viral on Reddit X threads and every burner blog from the Shade Room to Petty Pink News. Remy posted a new story with a black screen for words, and one fan commented, "Next time, use iCloud." However, we're not done yet, as Claressa's team allegedly contacted Instagram to have the targeted harassment and privacy violations from the live sighting removed. But there's more. Oh, yes, because part 2 is where we get into the investigators' leaked iMessages. This is the wildest PR nightmare since Tristan Thompson invented public cheating. Breadcrumbs and Remy turned them into a bakery. And all of a sudden, what had started out as a messy love triangle had turned into a 4-alarm career fire. With Claressa hot pants down both emotionally and physically, the scandal that takes this story from bedroom betrayal to boardroom damage is about to happen. Let's be clear, this was no ordinary Instagram live drama. It wasn't a furious argument, a cry for influence, or a digital meltdown. Rather, it was a full-fledged tactical strike, with Remy Ma as the general. The screenshots picked the right moment, and the damage spilled into bank accounts, brand contracts, and reputations that might never fully recover. That was only the beginning, though, as soon after this incident a fake but terrifyingly realistic iMessage thread allegedly involving Claressa and someone who went by the name Hotel D appeared. Claressa is said to have written, "He think I'm on a red eye to LA, I'm literally 2 floors above him with Dre, I'm not even hiding anymore lol." The Dre is reportedly Coach Dreen Williams, a former MMA fighter who is currently a strength trainer who has been spotted. If this is true, then Claressa was allegedly being flown out by one man while secretly posted up in a hotel suite with another, right above the man who thought they were still together. This is where the Google Doc timeline of all the hotels Claressa had been spotted in since then was created by someone, and it's a betrayal buffet, a love hexagon, and fans are gorging themselves on it like it's their last meal. Fans compared fabrics like they were on CSI, and then came the voice note, "Oh yes." In February, they matched Instagram stories, TikTok mirrors, gym selfies, and even fingernail colors to show that she was amusing Papoose while double dipping with Coach Dre. The screenshot from early March showed Claressa at a private recovery retreat in Miami on the same day that Coach Dre's Instagram story showed him sipping champagne on a patio with the same wallpaper and couch pillows seen in Claressa's story. Pap continues to believe that he is the only person I weep to. In a 30-second audio clip obtained by another anonymous source and allegedly recorded by Claressa herself, she can be heard saying, "I let him think that because it makes him feel useful, but when I want to feel good I go where the pressure's real." One widely shared tweet read, "She is treating Pap like a weighted blanket for comfort, but there is no chemistry." The timeline went into cardiac arrest. Another admirer commented, "She received Ash as assembling a complete starting kit, which includes a husband for her trauma, a side guy for the vibes, and a trainer for her physique." Fans noticed something strange on Papoose's Spotify profile. A new song called Silenced by Loyalty showed up under his unreleased area. Papoose was mostly quiet throughout this time, neither publishing nor tweeting. During the sneak peek, he said, "I gave the world to a woman who shared her soul in pieces, was sufficient to take down the internet, and even famous people started." Replying to Rajab Henson, he wrote, "Protect Papoose at all costs," added a black square to his tail, and included a few sobbing, icy faces on one of the widely shared videos of Ray's live performance. The financial fallout started around 10 a.m. With screenshots going viral, insiders began theorizing the next morning that Claressa had been quietly kicked out of a luxury watch campaign that she had been teasing on social media for weeks. She had disappeared from their brand website, according to a sports influencer blog. A person with knowledge of the campaign said that the team was concerned about Claressa's ability to represent trust and empowerment. However, the damage didn't stop there. Claressa's team was apparently handed a soft cease and desist request by a well-known pre-workout firm, asking her to stop tagging them until further notice. So, in less than a day, 2 sponsorships were lost, and guess who resumed posting? First up, Remy Ma got a photo of her walking into a Los Angeles studio with the caption, "Tell your trainer to stay off my timeline." She then posted a close-up selfie without makeup, writing, "Not bitter, just better." Fans started to believe that Remy was working on a diss track, but this time it was directed at Claressa Shields rather than another rapper. Remy gearing up to drop the most disrespectful 16 bars in history racked, was the heading of one post that went viral right away. About 2 hours, reaching 600,000 views. A burner account claiming to be Claressa's former assistant then posted a hazy image of a paper with the words, "Die and yep," in the same tone as those released nude photos in a second leak. Vegas threatened to destroy his label deal if he ever talked, so she made him sign this right away. Guess who's talking now? No one cared if that paper was true or not since the streets were already sold. Fans began to speculate that Claressa had not one, not two, but three men circling her while posing publicly as Pap's ride or die. Just when it seemed like things couldn't get any worse, a TikTok account shared what they claimed was a hidden camera recording from Pat's Bars and Balance studio. You see him look at a phone, blink a few times, hand it back, then stand up, leave his microphone, and walk out of the frame. The tweet went viral, and Twitter went crazy. One person wrote, "Watching Pat process betrayal in real time should be illegal." Another said, "He loved Remy, got played by Claressa, and now he's walking around like a ghost. This is emotional terrorism." Finally, a slight microphone picked up Pap saying, "I gave up everything for this, and she was out here with him. In just 4 hours, it received 2 million views with the straightforward statement, "Pap ain't even post a meal since the leak." That's how you know it's real. Now, for Ray's next chest move, she uploaded a video of herself walking past a billboard for Claressa's boxing campaign with the caption, "The faces they put on walls ain't always the ones worth trusting." She didn't share screenshots or provide any other confirmation or denials. However, don't assume that Claressa stayed silent forever. Late that evening, she shared a single-story black screen white text that read, "Some people leak, some people lie, and some people lose everything trying to be loud." Fans were confused, wondering if it was a threat or denial, and you could feel the tension changing the public narrative that had previously ridiculed Remy for losing her man. Instead, she was being hailed as a woman who narrowly avoided a bullet-filled scandal and exacted her retribution. What happens next could break more than just hearts. Maybe she was ready to clap back, but the damage was already done. Her brand was bleeding, her comments were locked, and her most recent YouTube video was full of hashtag Team Remy and Free Papoose from the PR nightmare. When part 3 starts, everything that has leaked so far could turn into a courtroom scandal with Remy possibly taking it. However, just when it appeared that the drama had reached a breaking point, it turned into legal territory. Yes, because Remy Ma's team is now considering legal action against Claressa Shields for financial manipulation and intellectual property misuse, in addition to emotional damages, according to an alleged legal insider who slid into a gossip blog's direct messages. Remy Ma was thriving in silence, posting captions like sniper shots while sponsorships were ghosting her, and her Papoose was in emotional exile. According to insiders, Claressa was allegedly booted up with Papoose, but she also had access to unreleased music, private branding materials, and shared project files that were originally created by Pap and Ray's team. Some of those files were later used in the launch of Claressa's personal fitness brand, which, if true, could indicate that she stole more than just PAP. This is no longer about cheating, but rather about brand infringement, copyright violation, and creative theft. Fans are now wondering if Claressa is really in love or if she is playing a long game involving pillow talk and profit margins. Papoose is still silent, still in pain, but quietly working behind the scenes because sources claim he's getting ready to clear out after one of the music managers working on Pap's upcoming project reportedly cancelled their collaboration after finding a slogan on Claressa's merchandise that exactly matched one from Remy and Pap's unreleased 2022 promo deck, a catchphrase that had never even been published. Another source close to the Bars and Balance podcast claimed that after Papoose left, he drove straight to Remy's house to apologize for the alleged conversation. "I didn't realize what I had until it was gone, and now I just need peace." Another close friend in the industry claimed that Papoose is sharing assets related to his failed relationship with Claressa out of respect. But that wasn't the only rumor. Fans were split over this mess now, with some believing Pap deserved grace and others saying he got what he deserved. One of the most popular tweets read, "You can't trade Remy for Claressa and then cry when you get the refund policy." Remy made her position clear that same night when she tweeted, "Once you humiliate me publicly, healing privately." People were still wondering if there was any chance of Remy and Papa getting back together or if the damage was irreparable. Claressa's next story included a boomerang of her shadow boxing in the gym with the caption, "Still undefeated." The comment sections bashed her, saying things like, "Not emotionally, ma'am, you ducked punches but couldn't dodge accountability, sis, acting like betrayal is cardio." The third man then showed up, recalling that rumored incident. is no longer an option. Claressa continued to post cryptic content. NDA between Claressa and Tone Mathers. Well, a second alleged document surfaced, this time connecting Claressa to a foreign sports promoter based in London named Aidan Cross. An alleged flight itinerary, hotel invoice, and blurry video of the two entering a London suite during what was allegedly Claressa's solo training trip were among the receipts. Fans were incensed. One comment went viral and said, "She collecting men like championship belts." Another, "Claressa out here in a." Claressa made the mistake of boasting to the wrong people, who alone had blogs holding drafts, TikTokers doing countdowns, and Reddit creating flowcharts of who leaked what and when. However, let's go back to Papoose one last time because the burner accounts returned one anonymous page that said, "This ain't even the end, there's another drop coming." Screenshots, voice notes. "I don't know if you'll ever forgive me, but I saw what peace looked like." This man went through it, and last night he finally let it out in a 2-minute video that was uploaded to his Instagram. There was no music or captions, just a pap talking straight into the camera in a dark room. "People think that being quiet means that you're weak, but I was quiet because I was trying to survive this, and I was loyal and sincere. I lost more than love, though, because I lost trust. I trusted someone who used me as a bridge to somewhere else. I'm sorry, but it's too late." Fans were sobbing, and celebrities were reposting the support of an entire community for his healing arc. Remy even tweeted a sentence from his video as a text story, stating, "Peace looked like you," but she chose not to comment since she didn't like it. In the meanwhile, Claressa eventually spoke up and shared a photo carousel with the remark, "Growth is ugly. I just didn't know it now." A confirmed entertainment reporter tweeted, "Sources suggest a big platform has asked Claressa Shields to head a new DOA series titled, Regret is Louder but Quiet is Survival." The comments were a massacre. "Girl, since this tale couldn't conclude without a last twist, simply apologize and log off. Ma'am, when you spilled the love triangle into a hexagon, you weren't being a victim. There were casualties in your growth, undisputed." Rebuilding the brand. The program will follow her post-scandal life, including her workouts and legal recuperation. One tweet said, "She fumbled love, loyalty and legacy, but she about to get a bag for the behind the scenes." Everyone on the internet went berserk, yelling, "Not a bag off the backstabbing, and Hollywood stays rewarding chaos." To conclude, Remy Ma is not bothered by a booking and may be recording a disc so toxic that it might need a. Although Claressa Shields, the new villain on the internet, is opportunistic, misinterpreted, scandalized, and perhaps destined for television. The real question is who came out on top, Remy for stealing her story with one deadly lie, Papoose for finally recognizing the truth he had been trying to ignore, or Claressa, who was flawed and messy but still garnered attention and money? We'll let you decide that for yourselves. Warning label. Papoose is grieving, introspecting, and gradually reviving his public persona. Now that the smoke has only begun to clear and the timeframes are still burning, we need to question ourselves where we are going, since the responses are ultimately more viral than the receipts. Is this the conclusion of a tangled triangle that never should have started, or is it only the beginning of yet another season of broken bars, blurred nudity, and treachery on the internet? In order for love to endure, Papoose stood in the flames, while Remy Ma, the match Claressa Shields, carried the gas. You've heard the voice notes, seen the screenshots, and heard the reputations crumble. However, the truths are out and the tears are genuine now that the N** star has been disclosed. Who do you suppose? Was it a long overdue warning to a lady who never played fair, or did Remy go too far by making private images public to make a point? Did Claressa ever genuinely love someone, or did she view loyalty as a publicity stunt? Should Pat remain silent, or should he be pardoned? For K, and now that you've been given a microphone, kindly leave your remarks below. Are you a member of the Claressa, Remy, Pap, or simply team? Keep watching and click like if you're a messianic person. You don't need to tidy up and press the bell. Press the subscribe button at least once if you're feeling overwhelmed. Sincerely, even though this is the end, the next dispute is already being typed here.